my climbers are finally starting to climb, so it's time to get some string lines up so that they have something to hold on to and hopefully get something growing on this arbor, because it's actually driving me nuts. So first up we have some cucumbers down here that are starting to climb. So I'm going to run a string line down this pole. I've got some kohlrabi seeds here, which are ready to be collected, nice and dry. So there's hundreds of seeds ready for our winter growing season. Some sneaky grass trying to come up. So some of the poles already have string lines from last year, so this one is going to be for the grape to hopefully go up. This one doesn't have one. So some of these garden beds do have drill holes in them from my old shade structures. So I'm going to utilise those to secure. There we go. Some very technical knot tying skills. That will just train him up. Grow, baby, grow. I actually have nothing that has popped up or is growing here, so we can find something to plant here to climb up this one. And there's lots of extra seedlings in these garden beds, so I can just transplant them from somewhere else. So now I've got my string lines all up. I've got grapes on 4 of them. I've got some bottle gourds on one of them, cucumbers on another, and that leaves me 2 spare. So I've got to find some plants to grow up the other 2 posts. Eventually this will just be a grape arbor, but while I'm waiting for those to establish, I'm going to try and get as much as I can growing up. I want to make use of as much vertical space as I can. The string lines just give the plants something to grab onto, to get their little tendrils on, to climb up, because those posts are quite round. When the plants are little, it's quite hard for them, but once they're established, the vines wrap around and off they go, and you don't see the string lines anymore. My shade is up, and that means the summer is well on the way. So it's already getting up in the high 30s. We've had 37. Again, this week is going to be high 30s and another 37. So it was definitely time to get my shade cloth up and protect all my potted fruit trees. And now this is my favourite place to hang out, because it's nice and cool and I can still potter around and do things without getting cooked by the sun. So this is just a regular shade cloth. It's not specifically for plants. Normally you would want about 50% to 70% shade cover for your fruit trees, but because often those come in just a blank sheet, it's really hard to rig up, whereas this is a shade sail, so it's already got all the hooks and eyes and things on it to easily clip up. And the reason I can get away with that is we have intense heat. So if you live in an area that gets a lot more cloud, you don't get as much intense heat or sun, then you would want to reduce the shade cover a bit and go for something a little bit that lets more light in. This is probably around a 90%, but light does come in from the sides. There's a gap right above here, so this is where light streams in as well as along the fence line. There's a gap as well. Then morning sun and afternoon sun stream in when the sun is lower. So this space still gets plenty of light, but, and as you can see, there's like, still is dappled light going on around here, which the tropical plants are loving. This area is a bit of a nursery, places where I have my rare fruit trees, things I've grown from seed, or things that I haven't found a place yet in the garden. And being in pots, they dry out really quickly, they overheat. Black pots in the sun is never a great idea, so having them covered or shaded, or just cramming them all in together so they sort of shade each other out also works. And this whole side over here is in the full sun still, so I've put my hardier plants there, things like my apricot, my peach, orange, and my figs. So they're taking a lot more full sun than some of these more tropical plants. And because I have them all crammed in together, you can see most of the pots are shaded. The sun isn't really getting in there to be able to heat them up as much. So that's working out well. Some of the ones that dry out really quickly, like figs, tend to suck a lot of water and they dry out really quickly. I will try and put little dishes under them over the summer period to just help retain that moisture, as well as mulching them so that the soil isn't exposed to the heat to dry out. I got questions if raspberries can grow here, and yes, they can, but they definitely need more protection, some dappled light, definitely no hot afternoon sun, morning sun if anything, and I've got this trellis for them to grow up. Look at the beautiful shiny new leaves on this avocado. Grabbing a bit of the sun from the gap up here, which moves along. Down here we have a few seedlings that I've been growing: custard apple, gold kiwi fruit, giant avocado, which is just starting to pop up some green growth, which is exciting because that has taken a long time. This is an apricot from my last year's apricot harvest. Vanilla bean, that's a seed grown sapodilla. A few peacherines waiting to fatten up. And this planter box down here is where I throw a lot of my seeds. And this one that you can see just about to lose its shell is, I believe, another custard apple. This little one looks like it could be a finger lime, so finger lime seed. Growing things from seed, sometimes it can take a really long time, like 6 months or longer. So I find putting them all in one little pot or planter, and then once they pop up and get a few more leaves, then I can pot them up into individual pots. And that way I don't have all these pots with just dirt and I can't remember what's in there, or is it dead, is it alive, I don't know. So just chucking them all in one planter, and I use this one as well for that sort of thing. And then when they pop up, it is a mystery because I don't label them because they're all just randomly chucked in there, but it's a great way to learn how to identify the seeds as well. So as they pop up and they start to get more and more leaves, or if you can see the seed casing on them as well, so pay attention when you're planting the seeds what the seeds look like, and that is another way to find out. And I did find one the other day. So this baby here, I caught it when the seed casing was still on it in that same black planter, and from the seed casing I could see that it was a pomegranate because I planted a bunch of pomegranate seeds from a white pomegranate. The fruit was white inside as well, and otherwise I probably wouldn't have known what this was because I haven't seen pomegranate seedlings before, so I have nothing to refer to. But because I did see that seed, I was able to distinguish it, and so I have my own seedling white pomegranate. So hopefully that grows and we'll see what comes of it.